Hi, I'm Jamie from Talk GT and welcome to this episode of In the Showroom. Today, I'm going to be taking you around one of Subaru's most glorious creations with one of the longest names in showbiz. This is the Subaru Impreza WRX STI Spec C RAR. Produced by Subaru in really limited numbers. They made only 300 units of the RAR. So we had 125 in white, 125 in blue, and 50 in yellow. So seriously rare car. You know, we went on a serious weight loss plan here. We've got a lightweight bonnet, lightweight boot lid. We've got an extra thin roof. We've got lightweight glass, lightweight wheels. We've got every effort made to bring the curb weight down on this. One-off STI wheels, they're 18-inch, absolutely beautiful style. Not only are they there to lose weight, they're there to clear the enormous Brembo monoblock 6-pot calipers. So you've got a serious brake package on this car. It's a real indication of what Subaru designed it for, which was just to be a totally ballistic, absolute B-road or track day killing machine. So up on the roof, we've got the really nice Spec C style roof hatch, so a real nod at its rally heritage. You know, this car in particular has got the sort of heavy privacy glass at the back, so that would have been a factory option on these. Really nice to see it in sort of such good condition and things still. Coming around to the sort of back end of the car, we had a couple of different spoiler setups that are available from the factory, so you could have no spoiler at all. And then I think there were 2 or maybe 3 different sort of spoiler options. This one's the sort of raw black plastic traditional sort of 2-legged spoiler. If you know the details on the spoilers and you want to add a comment below, feel free to. There's going to be some of you guys out there that really know all the really fine detail on this. At the back here, you know, we've got nothing that immediately sort of screams out at us. We've got the lovely RAR badging and your obligatory pink STI logo, and you know, lots and lots of effort put into the underbody of the car. So we've got aluminium pillable lateral links down there. We've got all sorts of STI you know, sway bars and anti-roll bar setup. You know, the whole idea that Subaru was going for on this was just to create an absolute monster of a car for the driver, and like, what a job they did. Let's have a look inside. So inside here, we've got a fairly restrained interior again. It looks a lot like, you know, many of the other sort of Impreza Hawk variants. What we have got in this is we've got lovely Alcantara-centered buckets. So you'll recognize these from some of the other Scoobies in the range. And we've also tied the door cards in on the RAR. So we've got the same Alcantara finish on the door cards. We've got your fairly typical, lovely STI red stitch steering wheel, lovely STI gear shifter here. And then, you know, other than that, we've got a fairly sort of standard interior. Over in the middle console, a couple of little touches that are worth mentioning because they're cool and we've all got used to these on Imprezas over the years. So we've got your center diff adjustment dial, so we can send the bias further to the rear if we want to. And we've also got our manual intercooler spray button. So obviously, that's an automated system. We've got a water tank in the boot and we're able to spray the top-mounted intercooler with a mist of water when the temps get high. But what this switch allows us to do is manually spray that as well. So if we feel, you know, been giving the car a bit of a beating and it's getting super hot, you know, we can manually bring the intake temps down a bit with the help of that intercooler button. It's just a cool little button to press, really. So yeah, up in the roof, better look inside really of the Spec C style rally roof vent there. So really what that's designed to do when you're racing is to bring the interior temps of the cars right down. So, you know, when we're pushing along in that, we can whip that open, get a blast of air sort of directly to the face as it happens, but bring the temps in here down. So under the bonnet is what's kind of one of the really special points on these. So let's go and have a look under the hood. So under the lightweight bonnet here, and it's lovely and light. So in here we've got Subaru's fantastic EJ20 series engine. So this originally had its home in the S402, a brilliant car as well, and Subaru borrowed that for the RAR project. We've had, a lot of effort put into the engine here to create a really, really potent package. So we've got 316 ponies and we've got 318 foot-pounds of torque. So quite unusual to have a torque figure higher than your brake horsepower figure. And that really kind of translates when you're driving the car to, we've got a very wide rev range on this. So 2,000 to 8,000 revs when the car's on boost. It's just absolutely savage. It has, incredible in-gear acceleration, and it pushes on to your 8K red line with just furious pace. Obviously, the chassis of the car and the all-wheel drive system, they're what Subaru's really famous for and have just devastated the kind of rally world for so many years with their four-wheel drive platform. In the RAR, we've got STI aluminium lateral arms at the back. We've got, your typical STI anti-roll bars all over the place and sway bars. We've got just every effort made to the chassis to complement this engine package, and I mean, complement it, it really does. Taken to your favorite B road, if you're lucky enough to a track day, anyone track daying an RAR, it's in exactly the right place. That is its spiritual home. You will find them devastatingly quick, absolutely gobble up supercars and most other things. We sell some really, really potent cars here at Torque, and we're lucky enough to live in a really lovely part of the world where we've got some fantastic driving roads, and absolutely honestly, we're not sure there's anything that we sell that really would give an RAR much of a run for its money. They are just next level rapid. So, you might be able to see tucked in the back of the shot here, absolutely glorious 22B. So there's going to be a lot of things that I've said that 22B is not going to like the sound of. For many people, that is the absolute Impreza at the top of the tree. For good reason. We've got all the Colin McRae romanticism. Obviously, they're leading the charge as far as Imprezas are concerned on the values, and it's a car that a lot of the kind of global collectors are interested in. But if we're talking about pure Impreza drivability, your purists, kind of no compromise B-road weapon, you look no further than the RAR. It is just a phenomenal package. If you like our content, give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to let us know which car to feature next, feel free to stick a comment in the comments box. Make sure you hit subscribe and the bell button so you get notifications next time we drop these videos, and we'd love to see you in the next one. Thanks.